It is a sad story. Sad story in a way, say, Obuasi Eyokrobia. They've gone through phases of difficulties and phases of military brutalities. It dates back in the 80s. It dates back in the 70s. During Jerry's military regime.
Yeah.
That time there Goldfields. A lot of things happened.
Sure.
Now, isn't it so strange and sad, say, what are the issues at this Anima Weber? You and I know very well, say, Obuasi is one of the hearts of the Ghana's economy.
Exactly.
If not for anything at all. Gold, mining was assassin so. Any revenue or government, any foreign companies are generating all that assassin so. Now, show the kind of town, the township, the infrastructure, and the people living in Obuasi. They live in a utmost poverty.
Abject poverty. Very sad.
Very sad. And he said, oh, share Obuasi. Now, tea a din Obuasi. Everybody knows, say, a scarecrow. Now, they show Omu roads in the inner city. Now, free baby, a Krona township. No. Now, show baby at the mining companies. Omoti. Now, compare. It is like two different countries on one planet. Do you understand me?
Two different countries
on one planet.
On one planet. I see.
Do you understand me? Because one, they are the custodians of the property called gold.
Yes.
But they are not the winners and beneficiaries of that property. It is said obi anu aduane. Na odi bi enye na ate ho na o sme. O hwe aduane no.
Aduane ne sent no fa ohine musa.
Do you understand me?
Yes.
Now let's ask something. From time immemorial, Goldfields and all the faces of companies were matching their Obuasi. Now share the impact of land. Gold mining aseno. Water bodies. Start here. And now we're talking about Kubi, Kibi, your friend is saying, offending them. No. Obuasi, even though see any bigger river and the people have forgotten. What about the streams and the drinking rivers? The small rivers that have been the livelihood for almost farms. Any villages around the whole Obuasi catchment area. I don't know. Let me tell you one thing. On the first, Obiaso so Obuasi Anka
war, yeah.
It was a stupid thing.
Oh, really?
Do you understand? It was not Obuasi Anka Bianede. Okay, Zanka and Wahimfa. Where is that anchor? It was the chemicals.
Yeah.
Ana Omuyusu. That was the chemicals feeding into. Most of those farm products are now if you Obuasi farms. Enti ankanene the notable ones are now confusion so. Because onka Obuasi the same thing obi offer because Obuasi banches so yede. It was the chemicals that the people have been consuming.
Oh.
We've not done analysis say in the long term, the long run to today, omanya serious related issues,
health issues.
As a result of your friends chemicals consumption.
Yeah.
Do those say cancer unidentified? I intimate link him say, listen, not for over 50 years and more to 60 years, one mining one region, that is one town, one area. About 25 kilometers, about 30 kilometers within the catchment area of Obuasi. Now, is that what the city? Now, Yebusa said, how many, JB? How many Obuasi people know Mama Majuma?
That is the most.
It got to a time, per their own funny security explanations. Omo mpeso mbefa locals no. Na mfa locals na, they know the town, they know the city.
Yeah.
It is easy for them to steal gold, etc. This thing had happened with South African to Soweto.
Yeah.
And the South African mining companies. It led into serious death because women are not Jumano. Abrafuni laborers, Bibia. At the end of the day, if you go to Soweto and the other South Africa black during the apartheid time, so they raised up.
Yeah.
They got up, said no, we will not, and were prepared to die. Several people died. You see, I'm not going to go through this concocted press releases coming from the army. Of course, army wouldn't say anything than to write a military English, which I respect whatever they wrote. But they should know, say, they wouldn't write anything different from the people were armed.
Yeah.
The people were this. They have the voice because they have the platform to tell the side of the story.
Yeah.
Anglo Gold has the platform to tell their side of the story. Yankofa villagers in for them to tell the side of the story. So omukra drainage, omukra pump action, omukra local meat. It is the story that we hear all the time when civilians confront with military or police. That is what actually normally happens.
Absolutely.
It does not mean say the omo canon. We are forced to consume.
Yes.
But some of us we are saying that is not. Let's deal with the root cause
of the issue.
We've heard say omo or what decline route be and say some abandoned area be mining company and mining hall. The locals wanted to go there and mine or to wash the sand or whatever, and they lead you to this. And they lead you security breach. And for that matter, say even cry if that was the case. I don't think say the people and they knew say military or hall. Now look at weapons. Normal start issue. No. It's on the neck on the military and the kind of training and the kind of professionals and then emergency response and how you start and shooting. And this an idea of pump action. And I'm AK-47
and also 60
ampere. Is the military trying to tell us rock and also room share special bulletproof beer and for 60 pump action rifles. To yamudia bakupe the prior bakungu. The moment the animal only she and there it could nipa 9.
And then
it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any realistic sense. Say nipa system armed and moreover it tells her there were more than the military.
The military presence there at that time.
And how many? They haven't even gone. If you read their press release, the military did not say we have 4 men or 5 men. All what is their petrol team. How many people goes on that car? How many people are on that car? If it is a petrol car, they are no more than 6. Call it the highest number 8. In the Nipa 8 and the Nipa 60 to equal pump action more the person who got injured
has been
treated and discharged. And to almost pump action and military back. It therefore just only suggests that when the people, for whichever reason, I'm not there. President Baumia said you and I were not there. I wasn't there. So it's difficult to say, but we are talking from a commonsensical point of view. Say a kwamba na military infaswa mutime engage you disarm weapons kum 9. It's just scary. Now a ban in the Goldfields era, Omayasa a pushy a chrono, the whole youth for several months, for several editions. That was revolution days. Already we were afraid of people afraid of the military and the uniform. But into government being and they're prepared to say, let's sit down with the company. Corporate responsibility with the community and
CSR.
School even laborers with funny excuses, they were bringing their laborers from outside. How do you want them to live? Only farm, because the farm are saying, only farm, margin land, only farm, only BBR. And this can be even training center and that's an alternative use of the energies of the youth, and I'm quite a factory as a Ghana government, and as a factory as an Anglo Gold to send and the energies of the people were to be transported into that sector. Boys in Obuasi, and I said the whole environs, they'll have some work to do. Accra and then Kumasi across Ghana. Shusha and Bia Obeshi and Bia most cases or Obuasi. If somebody at the age of 45 no a Shushan boy, can you call him Shushan boy, Shushan man? Isn't it so terrible? Shushan for Yobusa, Obuasi, Bekai, Akroke, the whole area, Obuasi sing a Shushan for. At 40 years, no Shushana, what lifestyle or ma. Until we feel say, some of us, it is the government now in power.
Yeah.
This is not an action, this is not the situational. the government will sit down and be briefed only by the security, only what the military tells them. And then all the time, as being the case, there is a committee to investigate. Our committee and investigation has never proven anything. We had stadium disaster. What did that happen? What happened? Who was implicated?
White paper. Said, few years later.
Now 2 years.
2 years. Under floodlights.
2 years. I was a management member of Accra House of Folk.
Can you imagine?
It happened. You understand me? And your committee near reports, you know. His Excellency, your mama. Committee Ben Adomoko. Is a committee for it to read notes and to read grammar and English, or committee that is what? Proposing or suggesting or advising. Say, you're taking this drastic action. Yes, I learned, say, the president instructs.
Yes.
Said the injured.
Yes.
Anglo good taking it. It is not enough.
Making sure they will bury.
You can't bring the body back. It goes beyond burying them. Did their family settle on say? Is that what they are trying to tell us? No. And I know he's in watertight situation as a president.
Yeah, sure.
But the reality is that most countries outside and other countries, if it were to be in America, you don't think that you cannot compensate anybody with life. You cannot compensate any family with life. Call them even, excuse me to say, so they were criminals crying out. They were giving life to their kids.
Yeah.
They were giving life to their wives. What about their mothers? What about their fathers? What about the family who rely on them? And to me feel say this committee, it has never helped this country.
I see.
It is an action to call Anglo good. There should be a roadmap. But dealing with the roadmap and then looking forward or moving forward, you know, we should ask Anglo good how this thing happened and to avert the future occurrences. That should be the topic. And then at this idea, we say the people in Obuasi, boys in Juma, and Romania Juma or Anglo good, and Romania as laborers. Do you think that they will turn around to go and attack the company?
Not
as it has been perceived out there. No, it is not like that. These are disgruntled citizens and natives of Obuasi. Why didn't they do that last year? Why didn't they do last 2 years? It's getting too much on them. Regardless of whatever action, regardless of whatever they've done, it is not my issue here. A choir boys in Fazuko, it is not my issue. But of course, for security agency, it is commonly normal. Say, Ombeka say, whenever, I mean, their general brigadier, I've forgotten the name. Major General say, if their life were in danger, yes, I agree.
Yes, I agree.
Mr. Agri-Kwashi.
Yeah, Agri-Kwashi.
With all due respect, General, sir, I think some of these things we should be very efficient in dealing with issues than being effective. And now when I read that letter, General, your letter was too effective. The letter was too effective. We need an efficient letter in this regard because there's a family, they've been affected. But if you are re-echoing and the restating say, we have instructed, and the people, and even the letter comes with a further warning.
Yes, sure.
Who does that? You calm the situation, General. Yes, you're talking tough as a military officer, but you are wrong in this regard. Go and see how the trauma that their parents and then the trauma their wives and their children are going through. So you are alive. Your wife is there, your children are there, the military and those who did that. They have their family to go and hug. And this is the situation. One would ask, all in the name of God. Is that not the case?
Sure.
Do you have to bring nine people down? And I've asked this question. Those being the committee members and those who are going to investigate. And if it is not also the Ghanaian way, your sarcastic way of selecting maybe committee attended this issue now. The committee also come to bastardize even what happened, and then it makes that there's nothing. Then they write recommendation that ends nowhere. They should be able to tell how the people were, if at all they were armed, as it has been said by the military per their record, press release. How come the military fund I just said they are so professional enough. Say boys, you release the pump action. No, they almost dodgy. Is that the case? And we know, and you know, and all of us know. Say when things like that happen, sir, military, police, and etc. These are things they've done all over. Ghana police knows how to do best. Military knows how to do best. They can justify the situation. Cutlasses. Who identifies the owner of the cutlass? Who identifies the owner of a cutlass? Say hammer, any other weapons. Who identifies them? Are they weapons that the names are engraved for us to know? Say, so you can, when there's a situation, military can do it, police can do it, security operations, security services, they do that. I'm not saying that was the situation, but then we can also think aloud. Say, how come by? Say, nipa na ewu, yes, with your military skills. And to more ambushi omu, and I say, so it means that more cordon area no as snipers. And when the boys, if they had come to a gate, I can't describe how it was, but if they had come to the gate of the Idisa, so you shoot them from the back or you shoot them from the side, because if indeed say they started shooting at, whom were they shooting at? Were they shooting in the air? If they were targeting you to disarm you and come to the site, one of you should have been dead by now. And the one I'm treating, a born he.
And then they ask them,
officer, no born I'm treating at discharge, or no suit you in a born he. And it is not right. No matter how that it is not right. And I think the people from Obuasi, they deserve better. It's far too long. Your Excellency, President Mahama, Obuasi people have suffered too much. All the governments. From 1967, 57 to today, Ghana have mined gold, and I could see said more than 45% of total gold mined in this country comes from Obuasi area. Is that the kind of town that they live in now? Is that the town that we see say it's a mining town? It is too bad, and I think Ghanaians must all condemn this particular action. And they said, "Yan said, you better prevent its future occurrences." And it should be. It's rather unfortunate. So when the president comes to power, not that kind of situation is pay Ebertuna. You remember President Kofor Stadium? He was very fresh in office when he has to go to 37 as a president and cried, seeing your nationals, your citizens, over 120 people all down, as a result of avoidable security breach in a form where say professionals couldn't just follow normal, regular, apply for professional instructions. Why I say nipa 120 up to today, you are compensating the family. May night, we do we go memorial service. That is the end of it. Monkosha how they've lived until today. I think matters like this, I say most of the a national agenda. Push it because committee is formed today. I can tell you by next week, if there is a new issue, any other part of Ghana, Obuasi issue, forgone conclusive. And I don't think that is what we need. Obuasi people deserve better.
All right.